If you're publishing on Amazon KDP, the next 90 days can make or break your entire year. Most publishers, they wait until November or December to start thinking about Christmas sales. Not you though. You're smart. You're watching this video. Let's go. So I'm gonna give you 10 things that you need to start doing today in order to get the most sales this holiday season. So these 10 things are no in particular order. They are just on the order on my sheet. So I'm gonna give you them. Let's dive into the first one, and that is finalize all your holiday releases. What I mean by that is you should know exactly the books that you want to get out between now and mid-November for this holiday season. Even if you're working on your first book right now, know what's the second book you're going to start working on in the next couple of weeks so you can have at least 2 books out selling for November and December. That's key. We know we have one more book that we're about to publish in the next couple of weeks here, and then that'll be it. We're not going to touch our account until February. And that's a whole nother reason we'll talk about that in a future video. Having a solid publishing plan over the next few months can really help blow up your holiday sales. There's a couple things you have to keep in mind. You need time to build up reviews. Amazon needs time to know what your book's about and to index your book properly. Because what's the point of uploading a book and people searching for that topic, but because Amazon hasn't had time to index the book, basically tell its system what your book's about and when to show it, your book doesn't show up for any search results. That's just gonna destroy sales. So you have to give Amazon enough time to do all this, and it takes a few weeks. So the second thing that I want to talk about is optimizing for holiday keywords. Now, we spoke about this in another video, but you should be changing up your keywords around the holidays. Whether it's keywords in your description or your keywords in your A+ or your back-end keywords, adding in certain holiday keywords can be a great thing. Disclaimer, go check out Amazon's Terms of Service or KDP's Terms of Service to make sure that you're using correct terms. There are certain things that you cannot say in certain areas on your product listing when it relates to gifts and timing and prices and stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that you're doing your homework and you're following Amazon's Terms of Service correctly. Oh, I'm not even wearing a fucking hat. Fuck. Hold on. So the third thing we're going to talk about is the fact that I forgot to wear my Santa hat for the first 2, but it's refresh your cover and your A+. Guys, I talked about this in one of my other videos. Just throw a Santa hat onto your cover. Throw Santa hats onto your A+. Make, best gift for dad onto your cover. This screams Christmas. This screams giftable, right? You can do things without even talking about them, without even saying words, by simply adding Christmas flair to your book listing. But of course, don't overdo it. Me coming out in a full-out Santa suit, that would look badass, but that's a little too much. A subtle hat is all you need. The fourth thing we're going to talk about is plan your Amazon ads. Here's what you need to know. Clicks get expensive in November and December, so you have to plan accordingly, especially for those of you on a budget. You can reach out to Amazon ad department. You can increase your Amazon ad credit. That's a big tip, but you have to set your budget accordingly for the holiday season. Test keywords early so you're ready for the surge, right? Don't let things surprise you. Here's a money tip, guys. Prioritize video ads. Prioritize video ads in the holidays because they allow you to sell your book better than any other type of ad. So you definitely want to make sure you got some holiday video ads running for your books. Okay, number 5 is collect reviews before the rush. It takes time to build up points. It takes time for your reviews to show up. So you want to make sure that you have the right number of reviews that you need before the holiday season gets super busy. The next point is your pricing strategy. What do you do with your prices during the holiday seasons? We raise them. We raise our prices during the holidays to make more money. People are used to spending a bit more money around the holidays, so we are going to ensure we can help them do that by raising our prices. Now, don't get stupidly greedy and raise your book like $5 or $10. We're talking about subtle changes that don't even make a difference. Raising your book $2 or $3 is a great strategy. Sometimes you get the price strike, and sometimes you realize that your book just sells better at a higher price. Somebody in my free school group, she took my advice and I said, raise the price of your book. And she's like, oh, coloring books shouldn't sell for that much. I'm like, says who? I say raise it. She raised the price and started selling more at the higher price than she was selling at the lower price. Raise your prices, it's a win-win for everybody. Let's talk about A+. So this point's all about talking about A+. And you know exactly what I'm gonna say. Holidays, you're A+. Throw the Santa hat on it. That's like the easiest, laziest thing that you can do to your A+. That's all I can do. You can add in there that it's a great gift, or it's a giftable item or something like that. Maybe it's changing the images so it looks more like a gift. Like adding a stocking in, having your book come out of a stocking. Like it gives the impression that it's gifts. You can probably even say makes a perfect gift. Disclaimer, again, you have to go read the terms of service and see what you're allowed to say. But there's lots of different things that you could do, and you change it now in September as I film this, or end of September, and then you just change it back in January. But it's definitely worth the investment of making those changes to your A+ to send the correct message to your readers that your book is a great gift for their grandson, for their kid, for their aunt, for their uncle, for their mom, for their dad, for their who cares who. It's just a great gift. So number 8 is all about content marketing outside of Amazon. So we've talked about TikTok Shop a lot on this channel before. We're gonna talk about it a little bit more. If you are in the US and you have access to TikTok Shop, this is a great opportunity to start doing some videos on your TikTok promoting your book. Really, even if you don't have a TikTok Shop, just by doing videos and targeting US customers, you could potentially see an increase in orders. One of my students tried this, and even though he didn't make a sale on TikTok, he had to create post a video, and the next day he saw a surge in Amazon traffic. Now, are they related? We've been arguing this back and forth, but I'll let you be the judge. So finding ways to satisfy Amazon's algorithm needs by sending them outside traffic from an email list or from social media is a great way for Amazon to favor your listing throughout the holidays. Now, do you have to do this by any means? Absolutely not. There's people making a killing and they don't even think twice about doing any social selling. But those of you who are a little bit more advanced and you're like, hey, how can I make my ads more efficient? Well, send Amazon more traffic, your ads are gonna get way more efficient. So it's just a different level of skill. Number 9, this is one I haven't talked about before. It is audit your look inside section in the first few pages of your book. Those parts sell your book because people go to Amazon's look inside feature, or read sample, I think it's called now, and they look and they see what's going on inside your book. If it doesn't look top notch, guys, what are you doing? It should look top notch so that when they look at it, they're like, oh man, this looks like a book I want to get. Sloppy formatting kills conversions. Everything that you do should be, how can we convert more lookers into buyers? It's making the front of your book, especially, really, really attractive to the eyes, right? Make sure your table of content look, right? Make sure if you have a lead magnet page in there, it's not just like, here's your free gift and a QR code, something crappy like that. Make sure it's elegant, make sure it has purpose. Make sure you've done your homework, because those things matter. When was the last time you went to a bookstore and you picked up a book and it looked like crap? Those books don't last in bookstores. Your book should be at the level that you could find it inside Barnes & Noble. You could find it inside Chapters. You can find it inside real bookstores. And number 10 is setting realistic sales goals and track metrics. Look, this holiday season, you are gonna see stories of publishers not making 100 or 200 grand. You're gonna see publishers making like $3, $4, maybe even $500,000 over this holiday season. It's gonna be absolutely stupid. If you're like just starting off and this is your first holiday season, it's okay to say, I wanna make 5K. It's okay to say that, because that's where you have to go first before you can make boatloads of other money. But it's okay to also stretch yourself. There are gonna be publishers who start right now, right? They're gonna sign up, they're gonna start, they're gonna put out their first 1 or 2 books, and they will make more money than you've made all year. That will happen. I can guarantee you it. But it could also happen to you. You could make more money over the next couple weeks than you've made your entire last 2 years doing this business. It can really change everything for you if you let it and if you put in the work. I know we talked about ads before, but this is also something important. You need to track your keywords, track your ranking, and your daily ad spending. What happens with ads in November and December, you get a week's worth of data in a day. So you can't just look at a week anymore and say, hey, I'm looking at, because that's like weeks of data. Your data comes so much faster because you're getting so many more clicks. So you learn a lot faster. So you have to make adjustments a lot faster. If you would only make an adjustment once a week, with your ads, you might have to start making it every second day because of the amount of data that's coming in. Not all of you are going to be collecting that type of data, but for some of you bigger players, you're going to be. I definitely make changes a little bit more often, or I'm just a little bit more acute, or a little bit more aware rather, of all of the data that's coming in, all of the extra spending that's coming in. I've started to see it now, especially with some of my seasonal books, right? We're just getting way more clicks. Like I think one of them spent like $100 and something yesterday. That like, I was like, you've been asleep all year, now you just woke up, $100. It was like, ooh, you gotta kind of rein that back in, get that a little bit under control. But if I was just not looking at my ads, I might have done 100 today, 100 tomorrow, 100, like it might have cost me a fortune. So you have to be more on top of things because things happen a lot faster. And I don't want you to be like, oh my God, I spent $500 in ads in like 4 days and your ad budget's shot now because you can't pay them. So stay on top of things. Also stay flexible. Shift your budget to your best-selling books. Look, it's okay to play favorites. Your favorites have to be the ones that make you the most money this holiday season. You could have a book right now that you've spent months in, you've been working, it's your pride and joy, and then you might find another book that just all of a sudden starts taking off. Which one do you give more love to? The one that's making you more money. That's the one that you love more. It's very, very simple. These are not your children. They are assets on Amazon with one goal: make you more money. The ones who make you more money, you like more. So that's what you have to focus on. You could completely drop a niche, focus on a new niche because you start making more money in that niche. That's exactly what I did last holiday season. Hasn't changed. And then last thing we'll talk about is just mindset going into Q4, right? Q4 isn't about one book, it's about building momentum. Even small wins this year, they compound for next year's catalog. Take note of the books that do well this year and then kind of fizzle off the rest of the year. Well, now you know you got some solid holiday sellers that, you know, when it's game time, they come through. That's exactly what you have to understand for every year so you can keep compounding every single year. Treat this like a business sprint, not a hobby. Now, these 10 tips are gonna set you up for the holiday rush, for the Christmas rush. But if you wanna see how to maximize the entire Q4, all of the months, then go check out the suggested video because that one I break down exactly what you need to have massive, massive success over 3 or 4 months, not just for December. Till next time, everybody, I'm Emeka. Peace.